celebrated his 44th wedding anniversary. Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, long time.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me, I know about
I know.
that.
He,
Yeah.
hey, he picked the right girl.
Yeah.
Gail?
No, she
Yeah.
picked me.
I saw the picture of you two someplace on.
On
you were-
Facebook.
When we
you
were
were-
kids.
When they were
Yeah,
dating.
when you were, yeah, that's what it was.
I told him Gail hasn't changed a bit.
No, she hasn't.
Well, he's
She
got-
Yeah, I was telling him I
he's got
I
a grade.
Yeah.
I spent
No,
3 hours in
distinguished
Worcester Court
that.
Picked up
in the
the
jury
rebound.
pool today.
Yeah.
Picked nobody, sent
Yeah.
everybody home.
Oh, that's
I
great.
go,
Very
like, you mean to tell me
distinguished. I
that
thought that
they
was a
didn't know?
Thank you, Tina.
They had 40 people in the room from 8 o'clock to 11 and they go home. Which, I just want to make sure
Wow, we
it
got
checks the
pies in the
block for
house
3
tonight.
years. I'm like, dude, I don't.
At school, but I felt like I had to step up my game with Mr. Conley in my
Yes, yeah, he's a,
because he'll call me out, and I don't mind because like he wants me to be better. So my wife says, "Where are you going?" I'm going to school committee. You ask me where I'm going.
Like this, and there's no action.
My
I'm
first
not even
school
listening, I'm
committee
going that.
meeting,
You
1992.
know what I said, so Ryan, you did last week, that,
Chairman of the
I'm sure it's
board.
changed the Jewish school, that move-in process is amazing.
I walked in like John
We
Bates.
came off the highway going to Grove Street, they had a phone set up, he gave your ID, he did. They gave him his room key and his student ID, put a placard in the window to Daniel's Hall. All the way up the street, there's like home office cop, get in Daniel's Hall,
That's
you
it.
pull up out
Right
front, the
there.
driver doesn't
Yeah.
get out. They open the doors of your car, and all the frat kids take all the stuff up to the room, and then they tell you, now go find a place to park and come back, and they just clip. I was like, I was anticipating, you know, if you look at Boston, and you see people just stop in the middle of Comm Ave and put their flashers on. I think I was gonna go to the highway.
Pam
in
is
290
still
and
on
be like,
vacation.
She's back tomorrow.
yeah, it was,
She was on a lot of
I don't
vacations.
think I ever experienced moving day down there. I was always there for
doing it right.
I've already been there for 3
Plus
weeks.
you-
Since August 1st. Yeah.
you were the one that had to bring the U-Haul, though, you were out of state.
Yeah, exactly.
We good?
I didn't join the PTA yet either. I forgot about the PTA.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty
and justice for all. If you could please remain standing for a moment of silence for Maddie McNally, mother to Erin Medeiros, Clinton Elementary School teacher. Thank you. We'll open the school committee meeting for Monday, August 26th, 2024. Entertain a motion to approve the bills.
So moved.
Second.
Any conversations, questions, concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Entertain a motion to review and approve the minutes from our August 12th meeting, 2024.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. Do we have any public comment this evening? None? CTA? Thank you. PTA? I won't forget you this week. Last time I got in trouble.
You got no notes. I got nothing.
All right.
So, today's been a long day. It's amazing to see the commitment on the first day, how long the teachers are and the administration is here, and I just want to thank you all. I know Tina was with us this morning as well, setting up and helping with the amazing vibe that we had this morning on opening day. I was very impressed myself, so thank you for that. So there's only a couple things I want to report to you. Last meeting we had 44 members. This morning alone we recruited 31, and we have reached 108, which was our total for last year.
Awesome.
And school hasn't started yet, so.
Great job.
And we'd like to thank the incoming CTA with the partnership. She's been helping us get emails out to teachers and sharing what we're doing and how we're doing it. And that was definitely felt this morning when we were meeting a lot of these people who signed up and showed up with forms themselves and checks made out. And we were absolutely blown away. So we've met our goal. We're done here. Can we be done? Can we be
No.
done? Okay. So next weekend we'll be at Town Hall for Old Home Day with our Scholastic Book Fair inside where it's dry and where the restrooms are, so feel free to stop by and say hello. And then bingo is coming up on September 29th.
Thank you.
Scratch is coming. Our Clinton Savings Bank Scratch is coming to bingo. So we've got that too. So
Thanks for all the work.
we're, yeah.
Definitely thank you for breakfast and everything this morning. That was great. I thought it was set up much better in the CAF this year than in the front than last
Yes.
year, and it was but it was I thought it was great, and I know you guys are planning on at least getting rid of the leftovers tomorrow and spicing it
There's a
up a
few.
little bit. Yeah,
There's a
so
few.
that'll be good. So thank you.
You got those bun cakes in the car or what?
There-
No?
There-
No? No? Okay, just checking.
Nope.
No bun cakes for you.
Nope. I don't know if that was specific.
There it goes.
You gotta get here before 8:15 if you
Guess
want
so,
one.
guess so. Fair enough.
Thank you.
Anybody from CPAC or LPAC? And Scott, no student representatives just yet, right? Yeah. Perfect. Thanks, bud. Talk tomorrow.
All right, so staffing updates, there's a long list. We've had a flurry of hires the last couple weeks, filling a lot of IA spots, some of our last few spots. One thing I will touch on later, we did end up one of our third grade teachers took a position as the middle school phys ed teacher, because she's also certified in phys ed. When we looked at the numbers, we didn't fill that third grade position, but we did end up adding an additional kindergarten. So we basically kind of moved that position from third to K based on the registrations. And I think I have those numbers in here a little bit later to share with you. As far as I know, I had a couple meetings today, and I had a couple on Friday with a couple IAs for kindergarten and preschool that are starting next week. But I think we are fully staffed, maybe one IA at the middle school. Yeah, but so we made a really good push, and I think we're in a really good position right now to start the year. So now we'll see who walks through the door on Wednesday, and we'll reassess, but we'll go from there. Facilities updates. You have a facility update in there from the Director of Facilities. He did reach out to me. He was going to try to make it to the meeting. He had another obligation come up this evening. I know that some of you have walked the buildings. I think, Tina, you already did central office. Did you do high school and middle school?
Yeah, I did the grounds and then we did the middle school while we were up there.
So I don't know if you guys have anything you want to report out or anything you want to share or concerns or questions?
My biggest concern with the superintendent's building, I'm sorry, central office.
Yeah.
The biggest concern was the back pathway, the back parking lot.
Yeah.
And it was horrendous. I mean, you could barely pass through there, but
They've already
it was already fixed, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I guess the DPW came and filled quite a few
Yeah.
patches there. So that was my biggest concern. Other than that, the school seems to be, pretty well taken care of. Fresh paint looked great.
I don't-
Floors were sparkling.
I tend to not even notice that stuff anymore, but other people do, and I think they do a good job of calling attention to it and doing little minor repairs to keep it looking good, so.
Right, yeah.
I notice it when it gets fixed. I'm like, wow, did we do something in here?
And honestly, in all these years, with just the hand-me-downs and just thrown together office furniture, I don't know who's responsible, but your team's office area finally
Yeah.
looks very nice. So
Yeah.
I don't know if they were hand-me-downs and they were just nicer, but.
No, those were, you notice they have the glass on the higher cubicles. Those were COVID purchases. So we were able to use that to
Perfect,
get a
okay.
little more professionalism
All
in
right,
the
well,
office.
they're very nice. Everybody has matching, and
Yeah.
it looks very nice, so, great.
I took a tour of the high school, and I was kind of interested to see on how it had survived the last 25 years, because I was here when it was new. And I'm pretty impressed with the overall long-term, I mean, the cleanliness and all that stuff was in progress, but the long-term maintenance of the building, I'm pretty impressed by the condition it's in after 25 years. And that's a credit to all the staff.
Yeah.
Maintenance.
Middle school, you're recommending we build a new one?
Yeah. No, I went toward the grounds with Brian, and what I expected, it was good. In fact, Casey was marking the field for 3 sports when we were over at the high school field, and So then when we were driving by the middle school, Jay came out and asked us to go in because he felt left out. So we took a walk. He was pretty proud of it, but we did remind him that it's coming down, so. But yeah, it looked good. You can tell, obviously, they worked hard all summer. It
Yeah.
looked good.
No, it's a lot of, definitely a lot of pride that the staff puts in over the summer to get the buildings ready, and it shows. So I don't know if anyone has any specific questions on any of the report that, Ms. Farragut provided, but the, you know, it's just sort of the ongoing updates. We still have an HVAC grant, improving ventilation air quality for about $357,000. That was still kind of out there for COVID. That has to be, we still have a few years to expend it, but we're working on that. And one of the things is looking at the HVAC in this building, because the long-term, the chiller, yep, with that grant. So,
I don't have any questions, Steve, but just thanks to Brian for putting this together, because he's always thorough. We get one of these like 3 times a year. It's always good to see the updates and the progress that's made, because it's not often that something falls on Brian's list a second time, so it always shows the progress of what's going on in the building, so, and in the field, so certainly appreciate Brian putting it together and having all the details here for us.
I like seeing how they paved, I know they did it earlier in the summer, but paved around here, and they fixed that back area where we always got the water.
standing
So,
water,
Yeah.
So
That was good.
hopefully we're in good shape for welcome all the students back on Wednesday. Speaking of the middle school building project update, I don't have a lot for any major updates. Our next meeting is September 17th. You know, it's still kind of more of the same. They keep kind of just doing the testing in the, of the soil. There's some other testing now they're doing, I think looking at, I think it's part of the, I almost think it's for drainage or something like that, because they're actually going to be doing some stuff in the parking lot, because we had a lot of discussions about, do they need to actually do it in the parking lot, or can we do it off the parking lot so we don't have to rip up asphalt and patch asphalt. So they're still in that kind of process of just testing all that so they can get all the bid documents right, so that they can go out to bid for the site work. So, so far, and not that we've gotten, you know, tons of formal reports back, but so far, so good. Nothing has come back and really been, you know, we didn't expect that. So that's, from my layman's viewpoint, it seems to be going well so far. So, and then we still have a meeting I have a meeting with the designer and the construction manager and the OPM every Tuesday. So I get weekly updates. So I'll have that next update tomorrow, and then September 17th is the next meeting of the full committee. Today was the opening of school. I guess we welcomed our staff back. We kind of mentioned already that the PTA welcomed everyone with a nice breakfast. We were able to. It was just. It's always one of those days where it's not. I don't know if it's. I was talking to Mr. Cermak about it. It's not like you're not like nervous about it, but it's still a little that first day back, you know, and you want to make sure it kind of pulls off. So it was good to get everyone back. I think everything seemed to go well. I got some good feedback from people. In terms of the students will start on Wednesday. As of right now, our enrollment is 2,048. Actually, it was a Friday. I think it's gone up a little bit since then. As of Friday, our enrollment was 2,048 students. To put that in perspective, last year, our enrollment was 1,989. So we got about 59 new students, which is about a 3% increase, 2.97. As I mentioned, our K, as of the time we pulled these numbers, our K was a class of 161. So that's why they added the 8th section to make sure we were keeping those closer to 20. And it looks like there's some more. I'm getting some number mouthed at me, but it looks like they're up a little bit. So we will keep an eye on that, but I think it was a good move to add the new section to keep all those, and there's some class sizes in there. They're all pretty much right around that 21 as a max, and that's the approximate class size. Obviously, there might be some students that are in some substantially separate classrooms or something that kind of might drop, you know, some of those fractions down, but that's about what it is. So, no huge surprises, but our enrollment has been pretty steadily increasing by, small increments. School choice update, this was requested at the last meeting. As far as new school choice, we had 5, 2 in grade K. Those were siblings that remember we had approved the 2 spots, and we made a note that was probably going to be sibling preference because of the survey. 2 new enrollments in grade 9 and 1 in grade 11. And I think like the grade 11 was like, it's a new school choice student, but it was an existing student who moved that wanted to stay in the school. So that's what we've used so far of those potential openings. The faculty handbook is in here. There's not a lot of changes to it. The primary changes we made were to update, there was some language in here. What we tried to do when we framed the sections, we tried to use language from the DESE for from their standards for effective teaching practice. They had revised those in June, so we updated some of that language. And there's a policy section in here that we updated some of the policies. Besides that, it's pretty similar to the last one. There might have been a few changes in each school level about maybe who to contact when you're, calling out sick or something like that, but just trying to make sure that we cleaned all that stuff up. So I don't know if we need a formal, we don't necessarily need a formal approval of it, unless you guys feel so inclined.
We'll give you one if you want.
Yeah, if you want to, that'd be fine.
I'm happy to entertain a motion to approve the handbook for the faculty.
So move.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Oh, did we have a second? I don't know.
Did you second?
Sure.
You didn't second?
Did I? No.
Would you like to?
Yes. I was reading something.
Any discussion?
So we had the motion, the vote, and the second. I
Yeah,
got
sure,
that.
right. You got a little out of order.
Good thing I don't really need the vote anyway, because
There
that'd
you
be
go.
a question.
You got it.
Sorry.
But, all right, so that's there, and we did reference this document with the faculty today, so they could refer to it, and I had a link to it in my presentation that I shared with the faculty as well. Also in your packet is homework policy IKB. This was a question that came up. This policy is still referenced in the faculty handbook and in our student handbooks. This is the one that kind of had the 10 minutes of homework for each grade level. We did review it at one of our last admin meetings, and we kind of decided that as an admin team that we did think it was a little outdated. Last reviewed in 2016, originally adopted in 1995, and I don't think much has changed since then. So we're probably going to try to look at it and, as an admin team, make some recommendations as to what we think would be good to see in the policy, and then probably bring, once we sort of have a draft of our thoughts, bring it to the policy subcommittee. And then, so probably more of an ongoing thing that we'll probably do later in the year by the time we get it all approved, and really try to implement it for all the new handbooks and everything for next year. So, but that, it's time to
Yeah.
probably freshen that up.
My point when this came up last week was, the 120, I'm not anti-homework by any
Yeah.
means, so I didn't want to come across like that, but like the 120 minutes for a 12th grader, so each teacher understands if you have, 6 classes, that they're
Yeah,
only
it's like
giving
15 minutes of homework. Yeah.
each,
Yeah.
not 120 minutes per class, so.
No, I understand that, but I also think it's one of those things that it's just kind of been that way for a long time, and I think there's a lot of things now with everything, with technology, with some of the things we know from, even through like an equity lens, as far as the different supports and access people have at home, that we probably want to review this policy again.
And homework is not to be used as a form of punishment under any circumstance. That's changed. Because I remember page after page, I will not talk in French class.
But you have to write it in English or in French? No. So that's pretty much all I really had for this. This is, we had our opening day back, and we're back at it, and I'll get you more of an update, another enrollment update, and probably I try to give you that staffing sheet of sort of where everyone landed in each grade and everything, so I'll try to update all of that probably for the next meeting, once we kind of have everyone back, and go from there. But as it is, we're back at it.
Awesome. Great. Under advisory committees, I think the only meeting we've got scheduled out is safety. So we should probably put our heads together and figure out maybe what we want to do. First meetings for some of the other ones, once Pam gets back, we can look at schedules.
Sure.
Do you want to like shoot for maybe like the next school committee meeting for the marketing one? Before it, maybe? It's at the 12th or something? What's September?
Oh, it's right on there. September 16th.
16th. So maybe we'd
Yeah.
try to do that for the marketing one there.
Okay.
Does that work for you, Steve? Is that cool?
Yeah, we can send something out. So probably like, what are we doing?
What do we do, 5:30 to 6:30? Is that what we did, or 6 to 7?
Six
Why
to
don't we do,
seven, I think.
why don't we do 6?
6 to
Yeah,
7?
6 to
'cause
7?
I don't know.
Okay. That works.
Okay.
All right. And then probably curriculum and instruction, and even the policies and procedures. We just did a bunch of policies, so we'll probably can wait till maybe October to
Okay.
kind of kick those ones off. And soon enough, I'm sure we'll be starting negotiations. Right around the corner. All right.
And Steve, is there typically, and Bill, you could probably speak to this as well, like from the perspective of the budget finance subcommittee, the way cyclically it happens in the town, is there like a time of year that we would want to target engaging from that perspective? I mean, you guys probably know better than myself.
It's funny, I actually met with Annette today, and we started looking at the draft of the FY26 budget calendar. So our timeline for developing that, just so we could try to get those on. So we'll probably start talking about it as an administration. I think it's at like second week. It's the week after Veterans Day. So whatever that is when we'll probably really start kicking off our conversations about the next year's budget, and that's when we'll start kind of getting our forms out to gather input from the staff. And I think we tentatively have our draft of budget version A scheduled for like January 27th or something, that other tri-council meeting. That's sort of what we're doing on our end as far as when we might want to talk to the town about things. You know, we can do that, you know, sometime in that fall range if we want to check in.
I mean, the Board of Selectmen and the Finance Committee
Yeah.
have a joint subcommittee.
Yeah.
And I think it would be helpful for coordination purposes for us to sit down with them as a subcommittee, just half hour, just
Yeah.
to go over where the town's headed and
Yeah.
what
So-
we can expect in the future.
Yeah, so maybe I can talk to Mike about when they're meeting, but maybe sometime, same idea, maybe that October, November, whenever they might be having a meeting, so we can really try to see what they're, because I'm sure they're gonna, that's probably around that time when they'll start wrapping their heads around next year. And then that'll give us a little bit of time too to assess, because, you know, normally it takes a few weeks for us to really let all the dust settle with things like out-of-district placements, who's here, who's there, staff, who's stuck around, who's here, and then we can start getting our encumbrances ready so we can really project out on what we think FY25 is going to look like, so we can start making some, you know, educated guesses on FY26. So, so that's a good one to keep on the back burner for the fall as well.
Okay.
Schedule. I'll make sure you're around.
Anything under old business?
I'll just remind people that we do have I think we mentioned it before, but we have the parent meeting for the fall student-athlete parent meeting is tomorrow. Yep, and I know today actually was freshman orientation at the high school. They did that right after the PD day today. That was well attended. I think there was over 100 students that came. They met in the auditorium, broke off into homerooms, and kind of toured around the building, so that was well attended. So we got a lot of kids at the high school, a lot of kids back already with the freshman orientation and the athletics and all that kind of stuff. Parent athletic meeting tomorrow, and then Wednesday, back at it.
Awesome. Anything under new business? Nothing? Only one thing? All right.
I used it all in old business.
Listen, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So move.
I'll
Any
second.
discussion? All right. Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm impressed. Never had 22-minute meetings.
You know, but I at least feel like we're still doing stuff. That's the other thing. It's like I feel bad if we were having 20-minute meetings because we weren't getting anything done. I just feel like we just try to